Hey guys, what's up? My name is Prof Snipe, and today I'm actually going to talk about Battlefield Hardline, which is to be expected as the next Battlefield release. If you haven't been following the news, there has been a huge leak with images and a bunch of logos and stuff, so I'll leave my source in the description so you can take a look at the original posts. Essentially, this game should be developed by Visceral, which was a logo leaked in the files that was found, and this Battlefield Hardline looks like a cops and robbers battlefield. It's not really a war, it's sort of like the SWAT team versus the robber team, and honestly, I think I'm gonna like where it's going. I'm gonna show you all the images and stuff now, then after I'll leave my opinions. First of all, these are the two factions, SWAT and Thieves. Normally it's USA versus Russia or China, but now it seems like you're either the good guys or the bad guys, the cops or the robbers. These seems like ribbons you normally get from other Battlefield titles, like assault rifle ribbon, shotgun ribbon, etc. It just seems really average and normal. I can't really tell you what the last three are. I'm speculating that the money one will be like an objective medal, so for maybe a game mode like a robbery game mode, where it's sort of like capture the flag, but instead with money bags, and sort of fitting in the cops and the robbers theme. The one with the lightning looks weird, I don't know what that is, and I don't know about the last one too. I am speculating that the one that looks like a handcuff, well they look like handcuffs, will be handcuffing the enemy, so maybe like a game mode, where you have to handcuff the enemy instead of killing him, you'll get more XP and stuff like that, kind of like, when you destroy MCOMs, you get like 3 MCOMs destroyed, you get an MCOM ribbon. Maybe if you handcuff 3 enemies, which will be sort of hard to do, or something like that, you'll get the handcuff medal. But that's just what I think, something like that. For now, it's unconfirmed and open for speculation. Now, I'm going to show you the weapons. I noticed another thing about these weapons, they look awfully themed to factions. It looks like for each category, there's a specific team that can use it. For example, the baseball bat should be a robber's weapon, while the police baton should be a SWAT weapon. I could be wrong, but it looks like it. Maybe the robbers get the AK-47, while the cops get the G36. Same thing with pistols and snipers and stuff like that. I noticed this scattergun, which is pretty cool, and it represents play for free, and also the crossbow, that was also pretty interesting. There's a taser and a grappling hook, so maybe the previous handcuffing medal might be tied to the taser, so maybe you tase the enemy and handcuff him, maybe that'll give you more XP than killing the enemy. The grappling hook looks interesting too. It seems like maybe you'll be able to glide from one building to another. There's an adrenaline shot, which I found weird, but I can't really give you an explanation about that. For the grappling hook, it kind of reminds me from that scene from The Dark Knight, and it's the opening scene where you see, the robbers just gliding in from one building to another to get into the bank. I just thought of that immediately as soon as I saw it. For attachments, we got pictures. There are a lot of attachments that look similar, particularly scopes, but I expect a lot of things like the potato grip, angled grip, and all that good stuff from previous titles. I can't really tell if anything has to do with factions, like specific attachments for robbers and cops. We'll have to wait and see. This is just the icon image for what the attachments look like, so you can recognize the familiar icons like the tac light, the PSO scope, and stuff like that. Next up, vehicles. There are no pictures, but there are icons. It seems like there's 2 of each vehicle type. 2 motorbikes, 2 helis, and stuff like that. I think that the vehicles will be faction based. For example, look at the first bike. It looks like a really fast bike you see in a bank robbery, getaways like in movies, for example, The Dark Knight Rises, when Bane comes out, with the big motorbike and stuff like that. It sort of seems like that. And on the other side, you have the, the police motorbike that really looks like a police motorbike from Grand Theft Auto. So, maybe we'll have armored chases between SWAT trucks and a simple robber truck. And it looks interesting. I don't see any jets, and I don't know if this confirms that there are no jets in the game, which wouldn't make too much sense to have jets since police officers, I don't think that they have jets, but it definitely looks like helicopters, transports, and little birds should be in the game. Let's take a look at vehicle unlocks, and which are pretty much attachments for your vehicles. I noticed an extinguisher, extra mounted firepower, and a bunch of other stuff that I can't really figure out. Some of these things look like cannonballs, and like I said, we'll just have to wait and see those in action to see what they really are. Since this is a Battlefield title, we expect classes, and there are 4: Operator, Mechanic, Enforcer, and Professional, which is pretty much Assault, NG, Support, and Recon. These were the 2 pictures leaked. This one of a map, which kind of looks like a Siege of Shanghai from Battlefield 4, and this one that seems to be like the new traditional Battlefield box art background. You know how Battlefield 3 had it, then Battlefield 4? Maybe this one will sort of have that one as its background for its box art cover. Now for the boring parts, what I think about it. I love the idea. It doesn't look like war. It doesn't look like jumping in a foreign third world country and fighting over oil. It's simple and it's traditional. keeping it tight in the urban setting. You know, I love urban cities. My first FPS was Counter-Strike 1.6, and a lot of maps I would play on it were very urban. I love the whole feeling of terrorists and hostages and cops and stuff like that. It's a step in a different direction, which I think is awesome. People will hate me for doing this, but I'm gonna compare it with Call of Duty. I think Call of Duty is one of the shittiest FPS games out there because it became so repetitive, so stale, so boring. It became the same shit with different guns. We don't want Battlefield to become that. We want to change a little bit. We want to change settings. This is why I urge Battlefield Play for Free developers to make an urban map. This would be perfect. I can already think of awesome cops versus robbers game mode. Imagine stealing money as a secondary objective that gives you a shitload of XP, then grappling and hooking on from one building to another, or being the cop, you know, you have to rappel down from a helicopter in order to stop the bank robbery. You know, think of it as Payday 2, which is a really good game that I played, and think of it with better graphics, better performance, and much more potential. I say it's a step in the right direction. If all fails, just go back to Battlefield 4. I am very open to new things. This is why I play a lot of indie games. I don't post videos about other games, but I'm very open to new things. You know, it's fun, it's refreshing. One of my favorite games of all times was Red Dead Redemption, which was a Wild West themed open world game. How many of those games have you ever played? It's good to explore new things. Well, that's what I gotta say today. As soon as more news comes in, I'll report it. I don't really talk about other titles that often because I'm a Play for Free channel, but I wanted to showcase this with my opinions. Remember a couple of videos ago I said an urban map would be so cool to have in Play for Free, and look at it now, it appears like they're making a whole new title out of urban maps. That's all I gotta say today. My name is Professor Snipe. Please let me know what you think of this. I love your face. Thanks for watching.